Would you like to learn how to make embroidered appliques like these ones? In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an applique using my SmartStitch 10-needle embroidery machine. And you don't need prior embroidery experience. This tutorial is designed for beginners, and I'll walk you through the process step by step in the simplest way possible. My name is Daisy. Let's get started. For this video, we are going to need the garments that we want to personalize, whether they are sweatshirts, t-shirts, or bags like this. We will also need fabrics with beautiful colors for the appliques. Stabilizer, HeatnBond. This one is the Ultra Hold, but you can use the HeatnBond Light. I will leave the link to the machine as well as all the products used in this video in the description below. We will also need embroidery thread in colors that coordinate with our appliques, a regular household iron to apply the HeatnBond, regular fabric scissors, and scissors like this with a curved tip to clean around the applique. These scissors make the process much easier. And of course, we will need the embroidery hoop. Normally, I will use the hoop that comes included with the SmartStitch machine. However, for this tutorial, I'm going to use my new Mighty Hoop magnetic hoop from Hoop Master in the 8 by 9 inch size. I like it because it makes placing the garment in the hoop much faster and easier. We are also going to need the design. I have mine saved here on this USB drive. I usually create my own designs, but if I need something generic and very quick, I download them from Creative Fabrica. I will also leave their link in the description of this video. They have a huge variety of ready-to-download designs so you can start embroidering right away. The first thing I do is print the design with the same measurements that I will be using for the embroidery. This step is completely optional, but it helps me visualize exactly how the design will look before I begin. Then I place the design on the garment, center, and align it in the position where I want to create the embroidery. Once I'm happy with the placement, I secure it with a pin so it doesn't move. Next, I place the stabilizer on the back of the garment and finally place the hoop. As I mentioned, this time I'm using the Mighty Hoop magnetic hoop. This is the bottom part of the hoop. We're going to place the stabilizer and secure it with this backing holder. Now we place it inside the sweatshirt, and I'm going to center it according to the placement of the design. Now we're going to place the top part of the hoop. And just like that, we have the garment ready to start embroidering. We're going to place the hoop onto the machine, and then I will load the design that I'm going to embroider. I downloaded this design from Creative Fabrica. I have already inserted the USB drive. I'm going to press this icon, then open the folder where I have my design saved. Here I have 4 versions of the same design in 4 different sizes. But this time I'm going to select the 8-inch version. Next, we'll press the green button at the bottom, then enter, and finally the back arrow. Now the design is in the gallery. We will select it and press the flower icon. Then we will press the green arrow. On the right side, press the color bar to select the thread colors. Once we've selected the thread colors, press the green arrow at the bottom. Now we will press Move Frame, and then select Frame to choose the embroidery hoop. I'm going to select hoop number 12 on my SmartStitch machine. This hoop has dimensions that are very close to the one we're actually using, because the size of this mighty hoop isn't available in the SmartStitch machine. The hoop I'm using measures 8 by 9 inches, which is slightly smaller than SmartStitch hoop number 10. So I'm going to make the design just a little bit smaller. The design I'm embroidering is 8 inches wide. Now I'm going to trace the design to make sure it fits inside the hoop. To do that, we will use these arrow buttons. But first, we'll press the button that says Change the needle number 1, where the arrow is pointing. Then we will lower needle number 1. This allows us to identify the center of the design. If it is not centered, use the arrows on the screen to move needle number 1 until it reaches the center. Or you can use the laser if you prefer and trust the laser alignment. Once everything is centered, we will remove the printed template. Then we'll go back to the screen by pressing the back arrow and make sure all of our thread colors are selected correctly. Before we continue, we will press here and change the machine from auto change to manual change. This way, the machine will stop and give us the opportunity to place the applique fabric. Next, we will press this pink button until it turns blue and says ready. Then we will press start. First, the machine will stitch around the text where we're going to place the applique. After that, it will stitch the placement line that shows exactly where the applique fabric will go. This will be a simple running stitch, and once it's finished, the machine will stop so we can place the fabric. As you can see, the placement line is now complete. You can clearly see the placement line where the fabric will go. I have two fabric options. I think I'm going to use the one with the small flowers because the other print has a much larger pattern. And since these letters are fairly small, I don't think the design will show up as nicely. Now we will cut the fabric slightly larger than the design. We will also cut a piece of HeatnBond, the same size, and press it onto the fabric with an iron. It's important that your iron is not too hot because this material bonds very quickly. We will press it for only about 10 to 15 seconds. Then we will let it cool for a little while before peeling off the paper backing. We could simply place the applique fabric directly over the design and be careful not to let it move. However, I like to use this repositionable adhesive spray. I only spray a little bit over the area where the letters will be to help keep the fabric in place. Now we'll place the hoop back onto the machine and press start again to continue stitching. The machine will stitch the placement line once more over the applique fabric, and when it's finished, it will stop again. Now remove the hoop from the machine And using a pair of small curved tip embroidery scissors, we will begin trimming around the letters. Carefully remove all the excess fabric around the design. This part takes a little time, but it is definitely worth it. The key to getting a professional looking finish is trimming as close to the stitching line as possible, being careful not to cut the stitches or the base fabric. For these small areas, I like to use a seam ripper. After that, I clean everything up with a lint roller. And then it's back to the machine to finish the embroidery. As you can see, creating embroidered appliques is much easier than you think. And here we have the finished result. An embroidered applique design that turned out beautifully. In this tutorial, we created an applique using just one fabric color, which is one of the most common and easiest way to get started, especially if you're new to embroidery. But you can also create much more customized designs by using different fabrics, colors, and combinations to give every embroidery project a unique look. In my next tutorial, I will show you how to create appliques using multiple fabric colors, just like this pumpkin design I'm showing you here. So you can explore even more possibilities and create more detailed projects. I hope this tutorial was helpful and inspired you to try embroider appliques in your own projects. Remember, you will find links to all the products and materials I used in this video in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bells so you won't miss any of my upcoming tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.